which means the Lucas Oil Pro Bowling League is hitting the track for the 2021 season. The Galot Mule City 300 is kicking off the season on May 21st and 22nd at Galot Motorsports Park in Benson, North Carolina. What better way to kick off the season than with the Champions Tour classes like the Supermod, Mini Rod, Pro Stock Tractors, and more. Weekend pass is just $30. General admission $20, and kids 10 and under are free. Get more info by calling 919-894-1662 or visit GalotMotorsportsPark.com. Summer is here, which means the Lucas Oil Pro Bowling League is hitting the track for the 2021 season. And get a load of this. The Galot Mule City 300 is kicking off the season on May 21st and 22nd at Galot Motorsports Park in Benson, North Carolina. What better way to kick off the season than with the Champions Tour classes like the Supermod, Mini Rod, Pro Stock Tractors, and more. Weekend pass is just $30. General admission $20, and kids 10 and under are free. Get more info by calling 919-894-1662 or visit GalotMotorsportsPark.com.
Welcome, everybody. It's Monday, May 17th. Welcome to another Let's Grow Polling, sponsored by the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Polling Association. We have John and Dana Strickland with us tonight. So I did a podcast with John a couple weeks ago, and I want to thank John again for doing that. And then tonight we have him joining us here on Facebook Live and on YouTube. John and Dana, big week in the polling world. I know you guys are used to events every weekend, but we got a big poll coming your way this weekend. They are frozer than froze, aren't they? Can you guys see them? Can they? I think they're froze again, aren't they?
Looks like it.
Brent, I'm going to bring the poster up on the screen for you, and let's talk about that. So, give me 1 second, Brent.
Hey, are you wearing a Christmas shirt?
It says, I'm on the naughty list.
You are the naughty list.
I am the naughty list. Let's see here.
Brent, roundy round racing last weekend or no?
No, I took last weekend off. Family time before I don't see him for 7 months.
Right, that.
Your family likes you?
Sometimes.
Yep.
Only when he's gone.
Right. John and Dana, do you have us? John, can you hear us? John?
Let's do it.
Dana? Yeah, we're having a hard time with them, guys. I'm not going to make them keep struggling like that.
Mm-hmm.
Brent, can you kind of go over the event? I'll send them a message on Facebook. So
I'll do the best I can. So, Galot Mule City 300, that's in Benson, North Carolina, put on by the Galot polling team and Earl Wells. For those that don't know who Galot is, it's the get a load of that is what that stands for, or get a load of this. And we're trying to get John Strickland on. He is the driver of one of the tractors. And they also have some drag racing cars, and they have a very big motorsports complex that has drag strip there. They do a lot of drag racing events, and then they also have a polling track. So we obviously have a big event coming up. They are hosting their first Lucas Oil Pro Polling League event. And that is this weekend. They have 6 classes. I guess I can look at mine. Yes, so 6 classes, all Champions Tour classes. Besides the light pro stock class, which is the Silver Series, and then they're also doing a combo class of a super stock pro stock with like the East Coast Pro Polling League or Pro Polar, whatever they just switched their name to. So that is obviously on Friday and Saturday, starting at 7 p.m. And then, hey, Leroy.
Hey there.
And so gates open at 5 o'clock. It's going to be a hot weekend. There's not a lot of shade down there, so I would be prepared to, have a lot of water or other beverages to keep you cool. But yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty big event. I mean, it's the first time in a few years that Lucas Oil has been over in that direction, in the Carolina area. So the classes are the super modified tractors. That's the multi-engine mods, 2-wheel drive trucks, mini rods, and light pro stocks. That's super stock and pro stock combo class. And then they got unlimited supers. So
Yeah, they're running that East Coast Super Pro class, I think, Brent. When I talked
yeah.
to John on the podcast, we were able to do that. So
Yeah, and I know they get a good following of tractors there. I mean, I've seen numbers where they've had like 20 plus in the class. So I expect that an event as this size, I mean, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, there's going to be a lot of vehicles there this weekend. So it should be a pretty big event. And I believe this one is also being videoed for Map TV. So
Leroy, is that true?
yeah, there's no live stream though.
No live stream.
So yeah, that's Glock Motorsports Park again, and that's in Benson, or I think that it ends up being in Dunn, North Carolina, is the actual zip code or the address that it falls into, but just outside of Benson.
Hey, Dana's trying to get
Who
on.
we can hear.
Dana, can you hear us?
It might work on my phone now.
I think it
was on
is.
his phone, but now it's on mine.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Come on over here, John.
Sorry about that. I told you we were technically not Sandy.
Yep. So we might be good now.
Well, take over, Dana. Tell us about your event this weekend.
Well, it's going to be our first year doing a PPL pool, which we're really excited about. You know, we've done NTPA in the past years, and we've decided to go with PPL this year, and I've been really pleased so far with the amount of help and the I mean, they've done a lot of support as far as trying to get the word out about the pool, sending us stuff on a regular basis to post on our page to help us out, and not by any means putting NTPA down, but they really didn't ever do anything like that. So I've been really impressed with that so far. So I'm looking forward to it.
Jason, you're muted.
I was typing some questions into the comments, and I didn't want you to hear me typing. Dana, you do basically promoting all year round, and you work with a lot of different associations. Does drag racing have similar type associations? I mean, I know what the NHRA is, but are there multiple associations, or how do you put your races together when you're not pulling out there?
Well, we do PDRA, which is Professional Drag Racing Association. It's a 8th mile deal. It's kind of like NHRA, but where NHRA is quarter mile, PDRA is 8th mile, and it's a national organizational event. And we do a couple of those a year. And we do monster trucks. We have our own, we have a bracket race program where we have our own points program. We have Spring Fling, which is a huge, big money bracket race that's at least a week long when they come, and Loose Rocker. We just had a big motorcycle event this past weekend that was a national televised deal with Chris Moore and Ricky Gadsden. They're like two legends in motorcycles, and it was a really big crowd. So we do something basically every weekend, except for in July. I really don't schedule anything on the weekends in July just because it's so hot and we get thunderstorms in the afternoon. So we just do test and tunes mostly through July, and then so we're usually booked every weekend except Easter and Mother's Day through July, from starting at the beginning of March through July, and then we start up again in August and go through to November. And then we get a nice little 3-month break that we all look forward to by then.
Busy. What tractors from your stable are going to be there this weekend from the family?
We actually have 4. We'll have John and Brent. My son will be making his debut because he's 16 now, and he'll be on the Light Pro, and we'll be doing the mini rod again. So they did some good things with the mini rod, and we're hoping it'll make good progress for its debut run this year.
We hope it'll get down the track.
We hope to get down the track. I think there's a lot of people that are very interested in that. John and I talked about that on our audio podcast that we did. Is your son, what has he driven in the past for pullers?
Nothing as far lawnmowers. He did do lawnmowers, and he's done junior dragster, and now he's got a big dragster. So, and he's only done that a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, because you couldn't do that till he was 16 either. So, so he's trying some new stuff out this year.
That's awesome. That is awesome. He's got to be excited.
He is excited. His love is still tractor pulling though. He's been around it all of his life, and it's something that he's looked forward to since he was, I guess, big enough to walk. Well, probably before he was walking. He's looked forward to driving a tractor, and so he's real excited about it.
Yeah. Running a big motorsports park like that, Dana and John, I've heard a lot of great things about your facility and how nice it is. What's it like? What's the difference of having a tractor pull versus a drag race? Is it a different kind of crowd? What's the feel as a promoter?
It's completely different. A tractor pull will bring more families. Bracket racing brings families, but when you have like a pro mod event, or like this weekend with this motorcycle event we had, it's a lot of people, but it's not as family oriented by no means. It's the love of a sport, and it's an all day thing. Like this weekend we worked 16 hours a day, and you can't bring kids out, young kids, and expect them to be able to stay from 9 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night and be satisfied. So drag racing is not near as much of a family oriented as what you get on the dirty end with your monster truck shows and your tractor pulls and stuff like that.
We're always trying to, the main reason we do this show every Monday night, Dana and John, is we're trying to share ideas. What have you learned from the dragging racing world that you think tractor pulling could do better? And then what does tractor pulling maybe do well that drag racing could work on? Are there any parallels at all that you can compare?
Well, of course, last year we wanted to try to do something on our own as far as tractor pulling, because I've never been really satisfied with the purse money. I'm like, it's amazing to me how low the purse is for tractor pullers compared to some of your drag racing events. And a lot of the money for drag racing, like bracket racing and all, just on our regular points series, the weekends for pro ET or top ET, we pay $5,000 to the winner, and then it goes down. It's a total purse of almost $13,000, and it's amazing for just 2 classes. And it's amazing to me the amount of money that tractor pullers put into it, and then the little bit of money that they win, which I know it's not all about the money, but tractor parts break, and just it's very expensive. And I know that with drag racing, we take money in at the back gate, and we try to structure it to where the money that comes through the back gate pays the purse, and it generally does. It pays the $5,000, but you have to put a little more into it. And I know that when we tried to structure our pool last year, when we were going to do the no bull tractor pool, that's how we were structuring it, is based on money coming in the back gate. Well, we still priced, the winnings above that, but that was with Mr. Wells getting sponsorship and us doing the book that comes in the back door. So we were basically doing everything we could to raise money to add on top of the money that the pullers were going to pay, which I think it was $400 we were going to have them pay coming in the back gate. And some people complained about it. A lot of people that understand it did not, because they saw it was going to be a total payback. We weren't keeping a dime. We were actually going to have to add like $30,000 to it to pay every class the amount of money we wanted to. But you just have to understand sometimes that to to get more, you're gonna have to pay more as far as coming in the gate, unless you just have this unbelievable sponsor out there that we don't
come by now.
they're hard to come by now. I mean, we certainly don't get them. And I like to run Galot Motorsports Park where I don't have to ask Mr. Wells for a dime to keep us going. I mean, I want us to be able to cover everything we do without ever having to go with him to stand alone. And so, you know, I don't want him to be the one to have to sponsor it when he's already sponsored to actually have the facility there, the tractors there. I don't want to have to ask him to sponsor any more money, you know. So it does take money coming into back gate for like drag racers. And I wish tractor pullers could understand that, which I know they're the show, but the drag racers are the show too. So that's one thing. But then with tractor pulling, what drag racers could learn from tractor pullers, I'm gonna let John answer that one.
You keep talking. You're all right. Yeah. There's a lot of things that the two could cross and pick up from one another, but I don't know. That was a question you should have asked me, so I could put a little thought into it before we got on camera.
That's fine.
I would love to see another thing. I would love to see. I love a rodeo, and I love what the clown and the music and all of that brings to the show, especially when there's downtime, when they're prepping. Let's say like if they were prepping the track or what. I would love to see a show where there was entertainment, some kind of entertainment while the drag was on the track, or the packer was on the track getting it ready for the next tractor to pull, and just to make it a little more exciting in between. And so it
would be hard to do at our pool though, because there's something going on all the time. We have
with two lanes, yeah.
Like that. But if you did have downtime, you could do some kind of intermission show, something like that. So those are some things that we kicked around doing.
Yep. So we're still working on some things. Go ahead.
Are you having a PPL announcer, or are you having one of your drag racer announcers announce the event this weekend?
We have two of the very best announcers coming. We have Miles coming and Dan. So, and I've talked with Miles and told him I wanted to try to interact with the audience some, and you know, if we give away some hats and some T-shirts for, say, trivia questions or whatever, you know, I would like for him to engage with the audience some when he gets a chance.
If we could get you here, we could have three of the best announcers. How about that?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I just try to have fun. Dana, I love where your head is as an entertainer. Every single person that's on, you know, our panel every Monday night, that's our goal. We try to entertain at different events, and some promoters come in and let us do things like that, and some still want to be 1982, if you know what I mean. So, did I lose you?
Did you ask me a question because it? Okay.
No, just talking.
Now it was breaking up again.
I love the fact that you're thinking like an entertainer as a promoter and not a truck and tractor puller, and that's the mindset you need to have to be successful. And that's what we have to do to take the sport to the next level. Is we have to promote more and entertain.
I think so. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just think we need to especially focus on the younger generation, you know, getting the younger generation excited about tractor pulling. So if we wanted to keep going and all of that, we really need to do some things to get the younger people excited. I mean, you know, look how excited they get about a monster truck show. And it's
all just a show.
It's just a show.
It's entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's
from
a competition to us, but it's entertainment to the people in the stands.
No, I love it. I love it. Guys, any questions for Dana and John before we let him go? I'm gonna play the commercial one more time, but what do you guys got?
I have can you just go over kind of some of the event, I guess, information, start time, gate times, pits are open, concessions, ticket prices, stuff like that?
I don't think she wants to, Brent.
Okay.
I'm teasing. We had their internet decent for a while, guys. So. Should I see if they come back, or what do you guys want me to do?
Can you hear me? Can
Yeah.
you hear me now? Okay. I can hear y'all now. It got back to where I couldn't hear you at all, and now I can hear you again.
Yeah, Dana, we just kind of want you to give the rundown on ticket prices, the start times, and concessions and things like that. Are the pits open?
Okay. The gates open at 5 Friday and Saturday. Show starts at 7. Ticket prices are $20 a day, or if you get a weekend pass, it's $30. It's $15 a day for military if you have military ID, and kids 10 and under are free.
And are the pits open to the public, Dana?
Pits are open to the public. That's one good thing about how our place is laid out. It's just a whole long lane of asphalt where it's just a really easy walk straight down from where you come in and park, and you can just walk straight down. You'll walk by the food vendors that's right behind the bleachers, and then you will go straight on down, and you can just walk and walk and walk, and it'll be tractor after tractor lined up pretty neatly, I hope, with on asphalt, most of them.
Awesome. Well, Dana, unless you have anything else, we'll let you go. We appreciate you coming on tonight, and we hope you have a big event.
And I appreciate y'all help to promote it. That we appreciate it. We hope it's a success, and thanks for having us on. And John says thanks for having us on. And sorry for all the we live out in the country, so it might be our connection or something. So, but everybody come. I hope everybody makes it, if they can, to Galot Motorsports Park. We'd love to have you.
Awesome. Dana, thank you. Good luck. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna play their commercial one more time, guys, and I want to go over a few things she talked about, if you don't mind.
Summer is here, which means the Lucas Oil Pro Powerly is hitting the track for the 2021 season. Get a load of it. The Galot City 300 is kicking off the season on May 21st and 22nd at Galot Motorsports Park in Benson, North Carolina. What better way to kick off the season than with the Champions Tour classes like the Supermod, Mini Rock, Pro Stock Tractors, and more. Weekend pass is just $30. General admission $20. And kids 10 and under are free. More info by calling 919-894-1652 or visit GalotMotorsportsPark.com.
That's a good TV spot, guys. I like that one. So. Okay, Charles, what's all the back gate talk? They're charging every pit member. What are they doing in the drag racing world?
No, I don't see that too awful much. But my experience is rather limited in the places that I travel to so far. And but I do see that here with some of the fairs, particularly the ones where they're heavily reliant on county or public funding, where even the pullers have to pay to get in. Now, in a lot of those cases, what'll happen is there'll be a reimbursement when you go to sign in for your wristband or whatever, and you'll get that back, but it's not going to be for your whole crew. So if you show up with a toter home with 10 people in it, you're probably going to get paid back for 2 or 3 of them. And I know it's a frustration point for a lot of guys that say, hey, we're here to put on the show for you. We're not going in your midway. We're not checking out your carnival. We're not doing any of that. We're here to do a show, and then we're going to go home. So I do get it, that it's a sticking point.
Do you think, and I'm glad she said it, flat out, for the amount of money we put in these vehicles, Paul, and for what we get back out of it, like she said, you don't do it for the money, but would it change the sport, Charles, Ryan, Brent, Leroy, if we pulled for bigger purses? Like, would it create more excitement? I mean, like, what did the Wagler thing's gone on the last couple of years at $10,000? I don't know if we're so stuck in our ways that we hire a club and we come in and do it, and where like you see the street outlaw guys and stuff like that generating a lot of excitement. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that before we bring on our next guest? Anybody jump in on that?
Well, everybody wants to pull for more money. I mean, that goes without saying. It's just how you do it, and it's one of those things that I think the fans are like, it's already $20 to bring, myself, and now you want me to bring a family out. So I'm going to spend, if I got 3 kids, I'm going to spend, somewhere between $50 and $100 just to get in the gate. And they're getting a show. I think that fans would come in more, just like what Dana was talking about. There'll be more fans, but you've got to bring the show to them. If you sit like we talked about Shipshewana, trying to fill in some of those downtimes like Dana was talking about, it's hokey, it's kind of stupid, but at a place like Shipshewana where you see tractors going down the track for, it seems like an endless amount of hours over however many days, fans, unless they're really into it, they get kind of, okay, show me something else. They're sitting there, what they're waiting on is someone to toss a motor out of the frame rails is what they're waiting on. And RJ Simon, when you did his podcast way back when, was talking, he was starting to get in on this, and you lost the audio, but I would love to get him back on and get some of his thoughts, because he was kind of talking about what Dana was talking about. There needs to be more money generated, and it's hard to put it on the pullers or just the fans. Somehow we've got to figure out a way to generate some more, but she was talking about the money. I don't know what a Pro Mod dragster costs. It can't be cheap compared to anything, but compared to a Pro Stock tractor, I got to believe, Pro Stock tractor is going to be a little bit more, but I don't know. You've got to split it up somehow. You've got to pull some more revenue in, unless you've got a great sponsor that's just willing to dump money on it.
So Mick Broughton, I don't know.
I tend to agree. If you can find a way to subsidize it with sponsorship rather than make it on the backs of the crowd or the competitors themselves, got no problem with going to a big money style event, because that is also going to contribute to exactly what Paul pointed out, is guys putting it on kill and maybe tossing the motor out of the rails. But that's what's going to bring them in, is knowing that everybody's amped up to try and capture something like this. So, but finding a way to subsidize it without going to your turnstile or your entry window, that's where it needs to happen.
Yeah, it really has
last
to go
year
with sponsorship.
Yeah, but last year, it's going to be interesting to see what happens this year, because last year was kind of I don't want to call it a reset year, but with COVID and the lack of pulls, if you had a pull, it didn't matter where it was. If you had a good setup, you had tractors coming, and crowds were awesome. It didn't matter where you were at, you always had crowds there. So last year was one of those, I think you could kind of see, hey, if I can fill the stands, I can, have these big purses. But the problem is you're not going to have that all the time, because, June the 5th, Leroy's going to be in, Fort Recovery, Ohio?
Correct. Fort Recovery, Ohio for 2 days, for Friday and Saturday.
And then Holes Hours is going on that weekend. I'm sure there is a slew of polls across the U.S. that are going to happen that weekend. So you're going to get a little bit diluted.
Their weekend that weekend at Decatur, Illinois, Macon County Fair.
And I know there's some overlapping classes there, the 4-1. So, last year was kind of good. I think that the promoters were thrilled last year, but I hope they didn't, think, oh, this is going to happen again next year, because you start opening this up, it's going to get hard to do.
Well, and then the two people that have brought up this back gate thing both own raceways, Simon and Strickland's. And then RJ said when I had him on my podcast, was that's what you fill it up with, is that back gate. So, it will be interesting to see over time if that's something to happen. I'd be willing to pay more. More entry fee. What do we do now? I'm trying to think. Basically, most associations you pay your sponsorship thing, right? Or you're at the beginning of the year, and then you're done for the rest of the year. I know even if I sign up for Silver Series, I still got to pay an extra $50 or $75 per hook. Does the NTPA still do that too? I know like Badger State doesn't.
Some of them you can do your per day. If you want to just jump in. Most all
Ron,
of them
with the Outlaw, do you guys charge just an upfront membership fee at the beginning of the year, or do they have to pay per hook if they're members?
Were you talking to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, your name's Ron. Ron
Yes,
Stone.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, you actually have to pay per hook, but yeah, you pay a membership fee, and there is a reduced rate if you pay early, pay up front. You pay all your hooks early, and you get a deal on it that way as well.
Charles, how does that, like Shandy just talked about that jackpot thing? Do the antique pullers, when you guys have your jackpot class, do they all kick in an extra? Is it they winner take all?
Most of the time it tends to be a winner take all based off the entry fee, and sometimes it'll be a raised entry fee, but a lot of times it'll get a sponsorship as well. And with going to some of these, you can't do it in big show pulling because there's not enough cool down time. But the current trend in the antique world is to go to the bracket style pull where you get 64 guys and start doing knockouts, and you can wind up with a guy, if he beats everybody and gets to the end of that ladder, goes home with $5,000 in his pocket. But I don't know how you do that in big show pulling because there's just not enough time to cool your stuff down and run it, potentially 8-9 times in one day. You just can't.
I understand. Mick Broughton must be related to Sid. Charles, you would know.
Mick is from up here. He's 15 miles away from me. He pulled the mod 4-wheel drive in the 90s, 2000s, and got away from it. And he's got a new truck. He's coming back this year, so he'll be out there again.
So this is one of our admins. Polling doesn't have that separation and ticket costs like you see in NASCAR or NHRA. If I can pay $10 at my county fair to see basically same quality vehicle as Toma or Mountain City that charge 20 to 24 per session, there need to be more exclusive events. I don't disagree with that. So, okay.
Well, and you have that. I mean, you've got your Champions Tour and your NTPA events.
What they're saying is maybe the level between maybe a Grand National or a Champions Tour, and I don't know, like Ron and Taylor, when you guys have a Super National, those are bumped up versus like a Rock Valley and stuff like that. But if I see diesel supers with the Outlaws, it's big diesel supers all summer long, whether it's Ottawa, Iowa, or whether it's the Iowa State Fair, right?
Correct. Yeah.
No, we're not. I'm not, and I'm not making fun of anything. We're just trying to. Dana Strickland brought up some really interesting points about the amount of money that's put into the pulling vehicles, Ron, versus the payback versus drag racing. So we kind of carry that over a little bit.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Paul, because like for WTPA, we have light supers, we have 2-wheel drives, minis, all that stuff that's on the Grand National Circuit, where a lot of our events are $10-15, and you go to Toma Bowling Green, you're paying $20-25 a ticket, and you have to travel to go to those. I mean, yeah, I definitely understand that where that comes in. Even going backward with like to paying that like the back gate, collecting money from the back gate. I mean, obviously I go to a lot of dirt track races and stuff outside of pulling, and you have guys that are running like these Hornets and these street stock vehicles that they don't stick more than $30,000 into it, and they come in on 1,500 trucks with just a small like double axle flatbed trailer, and I mean they don't even blink an eye of paying $35 to race, and they race 3-4 times a week, but then they're also getting money just to pull no matter what. So if you just start a feature, which, I mean, unless you're getting huge numbers in the classes, I mean, a lot of these guys in some of the bigger classes, I mean, they're starting at $100, $150 just to start the race, and that's just for tow money. So if you crash and you get pulled off the track, I mean, you're still getting $150, and then, I mean, to win, I mean, these guys are racing. The local track next, like by me, is racing for $1,200 a week in like the modified class, and those classes would be $60,000-$70,000, and you can have yourself a car and you can race it 100 times in a season. And so, I mean, I think that's where it's just we need to find where that barrier is that we can break down to somehow get more money into it, or what we can do, because I feel like if we have guys that like in dirt track racing where, I mean, they're just your everyday worker, they're your 9-to-5s, and they leave work and they go racing, and they're willing to, I guess, put up that $35-$40 for a gate fee. I mean, I don't know, I just think somewhere there's got to be something.
Well, we're going to table this for another night because I don't want to steal the thunder from Ron and Taylor. Taylor, on your phone, can you go down to your cam mic settings on the bottom of the StreamYard and click echo cancellation?
And do what now?
Yeah, press on cam mic and then go to echo cancellation and turn it on.
It's under the audio tab.
Yep. It is on right now.
Okay, that's fine. Just had a little bit of feedback there, so we were trying to figure that out. So,
Hey, Ron, can you try the same thing?
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Thank you.
no, one of you guys had just some chatter in the back. Nothing bad, but we don't want to.
Yeah, echo cancellation is on for me. So
okay. Well, it seems to be better now, Taylor. I think.
I guess I didn't change anything, but yeah, I'll just hold my phone if that works.
That's fine. Well, guys, let's talk Dubuque. First of all, Taylor Van Beek, thank you again for the title sponsorship this year. I cannot wait to get the tractor out. I'm still waiting on some parts, just like many pullers, but the tractor will be out this Thursday night at Seven Hills Brewery, along with Extreme Pleasure, Super Rooster, the Bone Twister, and ProFab. And I went down there today, and I'm going to run some radio ads this Thursday on 6 different Dubuque radio stations, inviting everybody to come down to the Seven Hills to try some Remedy beer and promote the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pull this weekend. So I'm excited for that. So anybody that's listening, looking for something to do Thursday night, come drink some beer with the Beer Money Pulling Team and the Outlaw guys at Seven Hills Brewery in Dubuque. So, and I'm not going to raise the hood on my tractor. You're just going to have to look at the shiny wrap on the outside.
I'm glad I'm sponsoring a tractor that's not going to make the track for the first month, but
I hope it doesn't take that long, Taylor.
I know. I'm just giving you crap.
I know you are. Taylor, let's talk about the new Extreme Pleasure before we get into Dubuque a little bit. I haven't seen. Did you get a new wrap on it? Are you still keeping things quiet? What do you got going on?
So like the main design is still going to look the same. We did take out the revered, put in Extreme Pleasure, and with the new chassis, we put new skins on it on the bottom end. Had a buddy, Michael Orgadorn, polish them up for me, and it looks really, really good. So yeah, I mean, from the crowd perspective, the paint scheme is going to look very similar, except for the Extreme Pleasure, but it's pretty much a whole new animal this year. New fuel system, injectors, lines, pump, new clutch from Darren Roush, new turbo setup, new chassis. The block has only had one pass on it, so yeah, everything's going to be new for this year, and it's going to be a learning curve. Yeah, we're going off of our setup that we might have run the last time we would have ran that. Well, we tested tires down at Sabaka, but the last time we would have run with this kind of water and fuel setup would have probably been at the Cowtown Showdown in March of 2020. And we kind of did some changing there. So yeah, with this new fuel pump from Hartz, we're going to get a little more fuel to it, more air to it. So yeah, it's going to be a learning curve in Dubuque. So I'm kind of excited to get them 2 passes on, hopefully get Manila in, and then come into Rock Valley and hopefully have everything figured out by then. But it should look very similar. But the guy that pays very close attention to detail, he'll notice the new skirts and the chassis and how everything looks a little bit different.
Nice. Leroy, can you say hi to Clark?
I mean, Mike. Oh, I am unmuted. Hey, Clark, Super Taker. Yes, I am on.
Do you guys? There's something going on we need to know about? You need to call him out on anything, or is it just Clark being Clark?
I don't know what's up with Clark, but a lot of these Monday nights I do a lot of the talking, so I'm just sitting back and enjoying John and Dana earlier tonight, and then Mr. Ron Stone or Taylor Van Beek. I'll be looking forward to seeing them this weekend at Dubuque.
Yeah, here we get to hang out a little bit this weekend.
That's
Leroy.
right.
And weather forecast.
I didn't know if we had Ron Stone on or Kyle Schwarber. For the Cub fans in the Midwest, he kind of looks like Kyle Schwarber a little bit. But.
Oh, pretty good looking fellow then, huh?
Sure, we'll go with that.
No, the weather's looking a lot better here for this weekend. I don't know if you guys are watching the forecast like hourly like I am, but
I am.
Knock on wood. I mean, they've taken the chances of rain out Friday and Saturday all together at this point. So I I'm starting to smile a little bigger right now after I seen that last forecast. But looking forward to it. And I want to touch on something with Mr. Van Beek. Are you guys still doing the things for the veterans that you did when the tractor was called Revered? Are you still going to continue that?
Yeah, we're still going to do all our profits. Still go back to Warriors Never Give Up out of Sioux Falls. The Revered thing, it was just something that it kind of clicked. But Dad, we had a sentimental value with Travis when he passed away. Like it's always been extreme pleasure, and it just kind of just bugged Dad enough that he just wanted to go back to it. And I was kind of the same way. The Revered just kind of came to me one night, but we still are going to have that theme where we give out all of our profits are still going to go back to Warriors Never Give Up on these new T-shirts, or not new T-shirts. We still got to get rid of our old ones because we didn't go pulling last year. So we're going to keep that theme going and help support the veterans out. We really appreciate everything they do for this nation now more than ever. So, yeah, we're still going to keep up with that. It's just back to extreme pleasure. That's kind of what everybody wanted to see, and we just went with it back. So
cool.
So, Ron, I'm going to interrupt you one more time because I know once we let you talk, none of us will get a chance. I drove down to Texas to Clint Medding's pool last weekend in Nordheim, and Saturday night a guy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, you Jason Schultz?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You're the reason I'm here." And I'm not saying this because I think I'm awesome, but he drove 3 hours from Fort Hood. He's a command sergeant major of a tank battalion in the Army. And he brought his whole kids down and his buddies. And I almost cried a little bit. Like, he wanted to take a picture with me and brought his kids over, and he brought a couple of his Army buddies. And I was just a weekend warrior. I never served. I threw a couple grenades at basic training, but I've never been shot at. And I don't feel like I'm a veteran because I didn't go to war, if you will. But that was like super touching for me. And I wasn't drinking, I promise. I drank later. I try to behave now during the show when I'm announcing. But to have him do that, and like to Taylor's point, with the veterans like that, Ron, it really, we get to go to tractor pulls and not worry about, stupid stuff because of our veterans. They protect our country, and it really always gets me going a little bit. So.
Oh, I agree. The things we kind of take for granted, absolutely. That's what I wanted to bring that up about what Taylor and Kurt do with their tractor. I think that's really cool. All the T-shirts and things that they sell, 100% of it goes back to that charity. So that's pretty awesome.
Well, Ron, let's talk Dubuque. And then Taylor, when you want to come back on, just unmute yourself, okay?
Got it.
Perfect. So Ron, take over, buddy.
Dubuque, Iowa, this Friday and Saturday night. Outlaws, 6 classes, 2 tracks, 3 classes per track. Limited pro stock, diesel super stock, unlimited supers, mod 4-wheel drive, light mods, and super mod 2-wheel drive. It's going to be a great show. The weather's looking like it's going to be great. They're actually going to kick their show off with some street trucks on Thursday night. That obviously has nothing to do with the Outlaws, but just putting that out there for people who are interested in that. And of course, Thursday night we're going to be at Seven Hills Brewery for the unveiling of the new Remedy and the new Remedy beer there, and should be a pretty good time. There's going to be some pretty heavy hitters there from what I'm hearing through the grapevine. I've heard a few names get dropped. I'm not going to throw them out there yet because I'm not 100% sure. I mean, you know how that goes.
I'm going to say them all, Ron. I'm going to say them all. No, because geographically, the company, the Outlaws have their geographic stakehold, right? Sure. And then you basically, I call it crossing the river, but I know there's no river in the middle of Iowa. But my point is, you're coming over to the Mississippi, and you're going to pick up, Chiswick's are coming. These are big name. I mean, when the Bone Twister's coming, and I love me Extreme Pleasure, but the Bone Twister and Super Rooster, like what you guys had at Rock Valley last year for Diesel Supers, that's a cat's ass, guys. Yeah. And that's the kind of show that you're going to see in Dubuque, Iowa this weekend, and that's awesome. So,
yeah. Diesel Supers will be off the chain for sure. I'm looking forward to it. I did hear the Cheesick name. I wasn't 100% sure, but you threw it out there. But that's a big name. Everybody knows that name in the world of pulling. 2-wheel drives. I'm sure we're going to have a ton of 2-wheel drives, mod 4-wheel drives as well. Great class of light mods. They're coming from all over as well. Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois. Some folks over there in Leroy's neighborhood going to be coming this weekend. So that's going to be a great class of light mods as well. I think you'll see. I hear I heard a rumor there was a light mod coming out of Missouri. Not sure, 100% sure if it's going to be there or not. But it used to pull with Nebraska Bush a little bit. Used to pull in Missouri. Twin turbocharged big Chevy should be there. The guy that owns it's not going to be driving it. Doug Roberts bought that tractor, and from what I hear, it may be there this weekend as well in that light mod class.
Roberts bought a light mod?
Yeah.
I thought he was building Alki Super.
What isn't he building right now? So, yeah, he bought Whitworth's old light mod, the twin turbocharged Chevy, which pretty good running tractor. When they had it dialed in, it ran really well. So, yeah, it's rumor has it it's going to be there this weekend as well, pulling in that light mod class.
Ron, was that the one that they called the Hateful Eight?
Was it
no.
Captain Hook?
That old tank motor?
Captain Hook.
Captain Hook.
Captain Hook. Okay.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that tractor at Showdown and your guys' deal, Ron, the indoor one, Kansas City. So.
Yes, sir. Pulled in Lincoln as well a few years ago at the Cornhusker Classic. I remember seeing it up there. Good running tractor.
Awesome. I'm excited.
I guess what surprised me with that light mod class.
Where'd Taylor go? Andy?
There he is.
Oh, I know. I just went back into my app. I was looking. What surprised me that light mod classes I seen. So we enter pre-register on Sunday for the Outlaw. So we're pulling a Dubuque this Friday and Saturday. So you sign up Sunday through Monday morning to get pre-registered for the Outlaw class that you're going to pull. But I seen Jimmy Brackett's name in that light limited mod. That kind of threw a wrench in my plans. I didn't know there was anything about that. Do anybody else know anything about that or what?
Jim Bracken?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Outlaw Red. Scott Bracken and his dad, Jim Butch Bracken, are planning on coming.
Oh, okay. Okay, I must
did
have read
see
it wrong. I thought it was Jimmy Brackett because it said Richland, Missouri, and that's where Jimmy Brackett was from. That threw a wrench in my mind, but Jim Bracken. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that Outlaw app, that seems to be pretty cutting edge. Ron or Taylor, can you guys talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we've totally revamped the app this year. It is going to be something the drivers can use, and this is our first hook of the season, of course, this weekend in Dubuque. And drivers started signing up yesterday on the app. They still have to come sign insurance waiver forms and, of course, pay their fees when they get there. But this is going to cut down on some of the confusion and that big rush to sign up, an hour, 2 hours before the show. When they can sign up several days earlier and then just go pay their fees and sign their name, it makes that process when they check in a lot quicker. But yeah, the app now is totally free, totally revamped. Also has directions to the pit gate to cut down on some of the confusion for drivers that have never been to these particular towns or these particular tracks. The GPS will take them directly to the pit gate that they'll be pulling in, so you won't see these tractor trailers trying to turn around in the middle of town in some of these small towns. Should cut down on some of the confusion. I think the drivers will appreciate that as well. But yeah, check out the new Outlaw app, totally free. It's up right now, and pullers are signing up.
So you just go to the app store like a normal app, Ron?
Yep.
Okay.
Go to the app store, look up Outlaw Pullers, it'll pop right up.
Cool.
Ron, can you talk about the live stream for the weekend? You guys are having a live stream, correct?
Yes, sir. OutlawPulling.tv will be live there in Dubuque this weekend, both nights. I don't have that posted up there on the site yet, but I'll be doing that tonight, getting that posted up there for people that want to watch and go ahead and purchase the live stream. But yeah, full HD, full high definition, live in Dubuque this weekend. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a great show.
I just think this has the potential to be huge for the Outlaws and for pulling, because this kind of kicks it off in the Midwest. I know there's been some smaller pulls, but now we're talking, one of the major associations come and open it up here in the Midwest and kind of kicks off pulling season. And without maybe some other associations starting, Ron, like you're going to pick up, like your Chiswick's, and we're picking up Bone Twister and some of the best diesel supers in the country, besides Extreme Pleasure, of course, Taylor. Not taking anything away from Extreme Pleasure. So
it's going to be a big show.
Trying to see Taylor.
No insult. No insult. You're fine, Jason.
But I'm jacked. I think it's going to be great. What's he doing? What's he doing Thursday night with these local diesel trucks, Ron?
I don't have all of the class. I know he's running. I think he's splitting dualies and single rear wheel trucks up, and I think he's splitting gas and diesel. I think there's 4 different divisions he's trying to run. As far as rules, as far as I know, all he's doing is saying you have to be able to drive it through the gate. You got to be able to drive it and have registration. So, like I said, that's not part of the Outlaw show, but I think he's getting a lot of phone calls about that class.
No, it'll be. I think it's ingenious because it creates a lot of buzz about that, and then it's Thursday night, and what's coming in. All the big rigs start rolling to town Friday and Saturday. It's going to be. I'm really looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of pullers there, and I think the fans are going to come out too. The masks are coming off, and the fans are going to show up, I think.
Texas, I don't know if they ever did put masks on down there, but they had their best Friday night crowd ever when we were down there Friday night in Nordheim. It was bigger than the Saturday night crowd the year before. And then Saturday night was still big, but man, it rained at showtime. And everybody's got a smartphone, and we still pulled it off. And everybody was looking kind of slick. And I went and grabbed a 1466 farm stalker. I said, run that thing down the middle of the track right now. So he comes pulling up, and all the TTPA guys are like, what are you doing, Jason? I'm like, trust me. And he got through it. And once everybody saw him go down through there, and everybody was pretty happy then. So, Leroy, how many Outlaw events? I know you did Rock Valley. What Outlaw events have you announced for, bud?
I think just Rock Valley and Marthasville, Missouri last year. I was at Warrensburg, Missouri, because we didn't have anything going on that weekend. So I tagged along with Rodney Crum out to Warrensburg, Missouri. But I think the only 2 Outlaw events I did last year may have been Rock Valley, Iowa, and the Rumble and the River Bottom at Marthasville, Missouri.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Ron, what does the live stream cost per night?
Yeah, good question. I'll have to circle back on that one. I can't remember what the cost is on that. I think it's $25 a night. I think.
Would it be up on the website now, Ron? If I look,
it's not up yet. I'm putting that up tonight on outlawpulling.tv.
Yeah, I put the link in the comments.
So Mick, just plan on $30 and be pleasantly surprised when it comes in at 25.
You're gonna get your dollar's worth, that's for
Right.
sure, Mick. So don't worry about that. You're gonna get a good show. That will happen for sure.
So, Ron, are you and Leroy the announcers then this weekend?
Yes, sir. Yep, Leroy and I are going to be kicking off the show there Friday night. Leroy, we worked together. We worked in Rock Valley.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Leroy does his homework, and you would never known he hadn't announced for the Outlaws before at Rock Valley last year. So looking forward to working with Leroy again.
I'll tell you what, that was so much fun last year. And that was the second weekend in July, just like it is again this year. And, that was right in the heart of COVID pandemic time. We didn't see one mask out there, and we didn't have any issues out there. Crowd was phenomenal. That was the first Outlaw event that I had announced, and running 2 tracks, and it was just boom, boom, boom. Once the one track was done pulling, here we go, green flag on the other one. And poor Rodney Crum, he was having a hard time keeping up.
Yeah, we were moving right along.
I think we ran that first night, that Friday night, we ran. It was an exaggeration to say we ran about 125, 140 vehicles in about 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was. I think about 140. I think.
Yeah, it's like
we started at 7 p.m. and got done about 10:15 p.m.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a double take when I looked at my watch. I was like, no way.
Yeah,
it just happened.
And I'm not trying to brag up Rock Valley, but like Colin Ross talked about Rock Valley last week. I mean, the people that went there, they just loved it last year. I mean, that was one good thing about COVID, if you will, guys, was that, you picked up some new pullers last year that maybe would never have gone to an outlaw event because they were running PPL or NTPA and, you know, busy schedules and they're crossing paths. But man, I swear everybody we've talked to, it mentions that they went to Rock Valley and they had a great time on our show. So that's pretty cool. So
Right. I mean, we had
unsolicited.
The Holman brothers in the mod 4-wheel drive class, you know, were in Rock Valley. You know, never thought I would see the Holman brothers at an outlaw pull, and there they were, you know, and pretty. I mean, they're legends in that class and that modified 4-wheel drive division, and rightly so. But that was pretty cool to get them out there as well. So yeah, a lot of new faces out there, and it was a great show.
Ron, I never thought in my entire life that I would actually get to see the Holman brothers on the track unless I went east. And thanks to Rock Valley and then Rockwell a month later, I got to see them twice. Pretty neat.
Well, I thought Bruce was going to say he didn't think he was going to be able to see him because he had tire issues on the way out there.
Well, that was a thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I talked to Big Jack Kielmeyer at Rockwell about Rock Valley, and obviously you got to see him a lot at a lot of outlaw hooks, and that's their plan again this year. Is that when they're not pulling NTPA stuff, is that they're planning to take the trucks in the mod when they can, and possibly another vehicle in the works as well. So,
hey, Brian Cruz is wanting to know for Taylor and for Ron, how many 4-1s do you think we're going to have at Rock Valley this weekend? Or not Rock Valley, I'm sorry, Dubuque this weekend.
That question crossed my mind too.
I got a train going by. Let me mute my mic.
I also have a train going by.
Yeah, I think on the 4-1 class, talking to customers, I think it's going to be a pretty good shootout there. We're going to have quite a few guys. It sounds like it's pretty wet down there in Missouri, so these guys are still struggling to get everything done. And I had about 4 or 5 customers already call me within the last 3 days, and they're planning on going out there. So, yeah, I think it wouldn't be out of the realms to say there's going to be easily 20 plus 4-1s out there Dubuque this weekend.
Yeah, Taylor, I would bet 25 is going to be the number. So from everything I'm hearing from everybody.
Yeah,
That's
you got
not
to
where
say
I
20.
was at.
You don't want to say 25 and all of a sudden 24 show up and you undershow it, you know.
Well, I would be we can enter my tractor and then you guys can push it and it'll bump the sled if you guys want to do it that way. So
Price is Right rules.
That might go further than my tractor, Jason. You just never know.
Don't say that, Taylor. I want positive Patty, not negative Nancy, Taylor.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, cool story about the 4-1 class out at Rock Valley. So most of the people have heard of the tractor called Horseshoes and Hand Grenades from Highland, Illinois, from the Rozier family.
Yep.
So last year, Dale and Barb Rozier, it was their wedding anniversary. They took a trip out to South Dakota, and they took 2 of their kids with them. They took Michael Rozier and Sherry Rozier. Didn't take the tractor. They just went out there on vacation to celebrate Dale and Barb's anniversary. Well, they knew that Rock Valley was going on, so they thought that on the way back, they'd stop and attend Rock Valley. Then they got to thinking, well, we could just call Jonathan Reeves back home and have him bring the tractor, the 4-1 tractor. And so when we were having the drivers meeting there on Friday night, someone come up behind me and hit me, and I turned around, and there was Michael and Sherry Rozier standing there, and I'm like, what are you guys doing here? And they looked at me and said the same thing. We were just getting ready to ask you the same thing. What are you doing here? So to finish that story, the name of the tractor is Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, and Michael Rozier was going to drive it the first night, or Jonathan Reeves was going to drive it the first night, and then Michael Rozier was going to drive it the second night. Somehow or another, it got entered as 2 tractors, as Horseshoes driven by Jonathan Reeves and Hand Grenades driven by Michael Rozier. So then, I told Lori Bauer, I said, this is actually 1 tractor. So, but it was really cool seeing the Roziers come out from Highland, Illinois, all the way out to Rock Valley, Iowa last year.
Leroy.
Yeah.
I bet Ron Stone was doing sign up when Rozier's registered. That's why that happened.
Yeah.
Because he likes
It's the new Outlaw
to
app.
inflate the numbers. He likes to inflate the numbers, so he had 2 more hooks. Way to go, Stone.
Yeah, I don't think we had to inflate anything at Rock Valley last year. It did it all on its own. And
Yeah.
I tell you what, I felt bad for the girls signing everybody up. I'd never seen lines that long. Well, except for a little while later in Mexico, Missouri, it was pretty close to the same way. But there were so many people lined up. And of course, that was some motivation to create the signups on the app as well, was seeing those long lines that run right up to start time. So
So paddocks are coming. Obviously, they're outlaw 2 tough deers. Dan Kirby's got the My Other Girlfriend or Girlfriend Alice. What's he call his tractor?
My girlfriend Alice.
Yep. I'm going to bring a pic. That thing is beautiful.
Oh, good Lord, is it ever.
He's a painter. His real job is the tractor puller. His part-time job, he's a painter. So I'm going to bring that tractor up. So.
Yeah, I did see him. He put a little video. We started a little competition on the Outlaw Facebook page. Guys were sending in videos of just getting the tractors out of the garage, just getting them started up, the trucks and tractors. And I thought, hey, why not have a little friendly competition? And whoever has the most interesting or eye-catching video, first startup or getting it loaded or just warming it up before Dubuque, and give away some Schaefer oil products. And the people at Schaefer's Oil made it happen. And we're going to give away a case of oil, a T-shirt, a garage sign, a metal garage sign, and a hat for most interesting eye-catching video of tractors first startup of the year, getting ready for Dubuque or warm up. So any of you pullers that are coming to Dubuque want to get a case of oil and some bling from Schaefer's Oil, send a video in on the Outlaw Facebook page. Go on there. I think I posted a couple of times where you can post that too. But we'll pick the most interesting video out of there and give them a case of oil and some T-shirts and some swag from Schaefer's this weekend in Dubuque.
So there's a picture
about the app. So you say pullers obviously can pre-register on the app, to save time. Can the general public, can then they go to an event, say, can they pull up the Outlaw app and look at Dubuque this weekend to see which pullers are pre-entered for each class, or?
Yes.
Is it okay.
Yep. And as Lori inputs the information on their distances, the app will automatically tabulate that when she hits the enter button, and people will be able to keep track. Fans that aren't able to make it but aren't watching it, just want to kind of keep score from home. They can check it out on the app and see who's leading in each class. So that's something that's been there. That's the feature that's been there on the app all along, and it'll remain as well. So.
And I know the answer to this question, but some of the people that are watching may not. If you had already purchased the old app, for $6.99 or whatever it was, and you want the new and updated Outlaw app, do you need to delete the old app and reinstall a new one, or does it automatically the update automatically install itself, or how's that work, Ron?
You can do it either way. Myself, I just simply went in. I didn't delete the old app. I went to the Play Store and downloaded it again, and it automatically updated it when I did that. I've talked to some other folks that say they didn't do anything and just updated itself. So if you're still looking at the old app, go to the Play Store and download it, and it'll update to the new version.
I know mine automatically updated. I didn't need to do anything. So
Yep, I have an iPhone. Mine just updated on its own. So.
Well, here's Dan Kirby's tractor, guys. That beautiful My Girlfriend Alice. He'll be up there. And basically just got that going last year. And so I know he's excited to get that out again. So.
Yeah, it looks nice.
What's Koima saying? He can spell? Taylor, look at him. Type it and everything. Kurt.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about this today. We were talking about the diesel superclass in Rock Valley and how it's going to look a lot different than last year, since Rock Valley and Rockwell are on top of each other again, which it's a shame. I mean, yeah, there's not many diesel supers out in the nation, and to have them both on the same weekend in the same state, it really is a buzzkill. But hopefully both events can make it through. But yeah, we were talking about that today, and yeah, we're hoping to get good numbers there. But when you try splitting the pot like that, it hurts. It was a blessing to have Ross's and Blake Bone Twister and Campaign come down last year, and Schrammick's, they're going to be out this year. I think they're working on a new project for next year, and they got that pro stock, and they're going to concentrate a lot of their energy on that. So hopefully, both shows can put on a good show with that diesel superclass, because there's just not many of them out there. But yeah, we've got some guys in the Outlaw class that didn't get out last year in Rock Valley, like Doug Neisinger. You didn't see him in Rock Valley, so hopefully he'll be out. And Anderson's going to be out. So hopefully both shows can show up good with that diesel superclass. But it's going to hurt not having that same caliber that we had last year, because like Leroy said earlier, that was just an awesome diesel superclass. And it's hard to get all them guys into one event in a summer poll.
No, it was awesome to watch. It was
Taylor,
awesome to watch.
you mentioned something about the Schrammicks and another project. You at liberty to tease out any more information on that or no?
Look at his face.
I don't know.
He
if
realized that somebody caught that. He's crap.
Don't do it, Taylor. Taylor, don't do it. Just let it go.
That's up to when Braden wants. I mean, you guys had him on about a month and a half ago. If he would have wanted to go out with it, he could have. But I as far as I know, I don't think that their diesel super. Maybe it'll be out this year yet, but I think they're focusing a lot of energy on that pro stock, and that thing looked sharp and it ran good at the end of last year. I'm looking forward to seeing that thing out. I wish it'd come pull a little bit of Outlaws, and maybe it will, but I'm not gonna put the can out like that. I'll let him do that. I'll let Braden take care of that.
I kind of think I know what it is, but I'm not.
Yeah, we're not
say anything.
And I was going to ask a question for you, Big Guy. Are you going to be in Dubuque? Do I got to try coming running you down or not?
No, I'll be there. I'll be there for Friday night. I can't be there for Saturday.
So
I've
which
got
side of the
niece
track
and a
do
nephew
you?
graduating? So
Yeah, I'm just wondering what side of the track you're going to be on, so I know where to start, so I don't have to aim for you this year. Just give me a heads up.
I'll be on the side that's easiest for you to hit, and I'm going to have doctors standing in front of me. How's that?
Sounds like a plan. It'd be rude if I didn't.
That's right.
I love it. Well, Ron, Taylor, we always go on and do a little after show here. I don't want to make you guys put you through that suffering. You guys have anything else about the Outlaws? And thank you again, Ron and Taylor, for sponsoring our weekly show. We really appreciate it. We're trying to spread a light about the Outlaws. You guys are doing a good job by backing it up and putting on good shows and bringing in sponsors and stuff like that. But I don't know if you guys want to wrap anything else before we let you go.
I just want to reiterate how excited we are, how pumped up we are for Dubuque this weekend. Never been to Dubuque myself, but I'm really thinking there's going to be a lot of pullers there. I think we're going to have a lot of fans out there. 7 p.m. both nights, Friday and Saturday. Gates open at 5. Going to be one heck of a show, and we're looking forward to it.
We're going to have Frosted Frog coolers and tumblers and everything for all the fans that are the east side of the state to get.
Oh, absolutely. Frosted Frog will be in the house, actually. Our folks from Case IH will be there. Schaefer's Oil, DeKalb, Super Clean. All our sponsors, a lot of great sponsors of the Outlaws this year. VP Racing, Air Dog, Eco Tuning. Lots of great sponsors, and we're going to have a lot of those folks in the house this weekend in Dubuque. So we're excited to rub elbows with some of those folks and show them what we're all about with the Outlaws.
Jason, that means you have to be on your best behavior this weekend.
I always am.
Yeah, that. We'll go with that.
Hey, real quick before you guys leave, Ron touched on Super Clean. That's a brand new sponsor for Outlaw this year. And Jill is going to be there with Super Clean. She's the head of the Super Clean marketing department. So I know quite a few of the people that attend the different events with Super Clean. So I reached out to them to find out who was coming, and Jill said she was going to be there. So welcome Super Clean to the Outlaw family. That's a nice sponsor pickup for you guys.
Leroy,
Absolutely.
wasn't Jill was she in Nashville?
No, that was Jessica. Jessica Heflin.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be at a lot of our events this year, set up product displays and having some giveaways, and the DeKalb will as well as Schaefer's Oil. So there'll be lots of swag and freebies to be given out this year, some Outlaw events with our great sponsors.
Awesome. Taylor?
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to this weekend. I mean, I got the tractor running. It's ready to go. I can't wait to get out and pull again. I can't wait to watch Ron and Leroy work together again. They did such a good job in Rock Valley. I mean, you would have never thought that they never not worked together in their life. They did such an amazing job, and that makes the show go so smoothly. So, Leroy, I'm glad you're coming down. It's awesome. I mean, to fill that Dave Bennett void, you filled it in like perfectly. I mean, you and Ron worked good together, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the Iowa State Fair this year. We're going back there on the Outlaw schedule. That's going to be huge. I know I'll see Big Guy down there. We're getting closer to his neck of the woods, so I'm excited.
I'm bringing everybody from Tractor Zoom. We're doing a big outing for the afternoon.
And I figured why Ryan called up that Frosted Frog. He's waiting for his cooler, so I gotta deliver that to him this weekend.
No, that
so.
actually was a softball for you guys to hit.
Yeah, I caught on.
However, I will have room in
I don't think
the
Ryan
car
caught
to
on
bring
yet.
it home.
We'll get it down to you. Did you see their new 60-quart coolers? I think Jason showed that on the Frosty Frog Fridays. They got that new 60-quart cooler, so I might even upgrade you, Ryan, and get you to that.
Great, a bathtub-sized cooler.
You bet. You bet. So,
Big Rye.
we're excited.
Big Rye.
Yes, sir.
If you're going to take a bath in the cooler, it's not going to be a 60-quarter.
No, I'm well aware. I can fit a leg in there, maybe.
Ron, Taylor, we'll see you guys Thursday night at Seven Hills, and talk to you soon.
Looking forward to it.
Good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
guys.
Good night, guys. See you guys this weekend.
Yeah, see you guys.
Okay, Texas. I had fun in Texas. That's all. I got a gift, and then I got this. So,
What is that?
it's a Texas bag, and then bang. Texas Crown Club. So, I don't know. It's got Old Derek's on it. It's got whiskey in the bottle. So, I think it's going to be fun. We'll figure it out. So. But I just want to give a shout out to the Texas Truck and Tractor Pulling Association and the Medine family. To have a truck and tractor pull with good barbecue, it was perfect. They had 37 teams there cooking barbecue, and I got to sample some of that Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, and it was awesome. This is the first year we tried the brush pull during the day. I didn't get only had one diesel truck show up, guys. I was a little disappointed in that, but I had quite a few farm tractors and gas trucks. So we put a nice little show on Saturday during the day with there were some garden tractors as well. Brandon Bumgart was down there, and Harley. That guy can set a sled. We watched him at Shipshawana, and I watched him down there. But this isn't stuff he sets all the time, and it was perfect. I mean, freaking perfect all weekend long. And I was very, very grateful to have him down there and see some people. And it's just a long ways. It's 45 minutes from the Gulf, and that's a long, long ways. So, but funny story. Do you guys have that dearly devoted tractor that Van Gendrens used to have?
Yep.
It's a 466 hot farm now in Texas, and this Steve or Scott Strutoff is his name or whatever. And Clint got big coolers made for the winners, the class winners, and we brought him up and we interviewed him. This Josh Runyon is from Chickasha, Oklahoma, the home of Dave Bennett, and he's starting to announce some TTPA stuff. I think he's got 1 or 2 Outlaw shows this year. Good announcer, did a great job. Just new to it, but he did a really good job. And we were talking and taking notes and talking about different things all night long. But we were interviewing pullers, and the last thing we always say is, "Do you want to thank anybody?" Because typically it's, "Hey, I want to thank the crowd. I want to thank the sponsors." And this guy just said, "Nope." Charles, it was one of the few times I was like, "Okay, then." I didn't know what to say.
The refreshing, brutal honesty.
He was just, I go, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yep, I'm good." And I'm just like, "Oh my God." So we took his picture with the cooler and he walked away. But it was seriously the funniest thing. I don't know if this guy's a wise ass or that's just how he is. I don't care. But it was funny. I've never had that one happen to me, Charles.
So are you saying Jason Schultz was speechless for once?
All the announcing I've ever done. So that was kind of the thing. So trying to think what else I want to talk about Texas real quick before.
You want to thank the Oklahoma Highway Department for picking up your old phone?
Yep, there are the pieces thereof.
I was doing great with live videos on the way down, and we were on the Will Rogers Turnpike about 20 miles from Tulsa, and we passed this beautiful peat, slammed down, lime green, just sharp. And I said to Brian, my Schaefer Oils rep, he drove down with me. I said, "Slow down. I'm gonna do a video, and I'm gonna get this truck creeping up on me." And I just, guys, wasn't thinking. I know it's odd for you to say that, but I just had my phone like this, and I just stuck it out the window and poof.
There it goes.
And I'm like, I'm a mortgage lender. I'm in my phone, and I'm like, and the direction to my Uncle Paul's house was in there. I mean, I looked at Brian, and I'm like, I need a new phone. So it was like 6:47. Called my wife. There was one U.S. seller that was open till 7. I called them on Brian's phone, and they're like, "Okay, if you get here by 7, we'll stay open. You know, we can't say no to you. I got there at 7:03. The door was locked. All the shades were pulled. So whatever. I picked up. I got me a new iPhone 12, and Solik's not on here tonight, so we can't pick on him about that because he's always giving us crap about our iPhones. But yeah, I learned a valuable lesson, guys. Phones, you got to hold them really tight if you're going to go out the window.
Did you ever
I had to
link up?
find
Did
that
you ever
Section
send a
8 truck.
message to that dude that to Section 8?
No, I'm going to find him.
Kenworth?
I'm going to find him. So
That is a good looking truck. I did find it on Facebook, and that's a good looking Kenworth. It's a W9.
no, that's W9.
Yep.
Okay, I thought it was a Pete. We went by it so fast, and I'm like, oh wow, that's a cool truck. Slow down, and then poof, and then I didn't think about the truck anymore. But I want to send him a T-shirt because I guarantee you have a truck like that. A lot of people are taking pictures and video of it, and I guarantee he saw my phone bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce. And yeah, that was crazy.
He was probably saying, "What a dumbass."
Yeah, well, he probably did. But there was nowhere to stop. It's a turnpike, you know. There's about that much shoulder, and I just said go. And I saw it. I saw pieces fall off it after the third bounce. I quit looking. So it is what it is. So, so Dubuque this weekend. I'm not doing a lot of announcing this year. I am going to announce Milan, Missouri. I hope it doesn't get rained out. It's the most rained out poll in the history of polling for the Western Series. But that, and then just waiting on parts, guys. Brian Hitt's got my cylinder head done, and things are starting to show up. But it's just, I don't think I'm the only one waiting on parts this year. If that makes anybody feel better.
No, you're not. And I've been texting Tony tonight, so we're trying.
I know.
I know Zach Howell's still waiting on parts. He's not going to make Benson.
Yep. Mondovi is waiting on 8 turbos to show up for customers.
They're not the only ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you say 8 turbos for a customer?
For customers.
Ah, okay, plural.
For Colton.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah.
Upgraded to BTO status in a very major way. He has a hot farm with 8 turbos on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guys at 618 are waiting on parts too. So,
Wendlings, they're out of Manchester, Iowa, right? I feel.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
I watched them have an awesome pass at Farley 3 years ago. I think they won one of the nights down there. That was pretty good because Simons had 17 trucks. I think there's 22 in the class, and 17 of them are owned by the Simons. So, but that's going to be fun. It's going to be a great poll, Dubuque. I think a lot of people are talking about. They got TV commercials playing, guys, and they got radio commercials playing and different things like that. Charles, I know you're tired, can you talk about UCC for a couple minutes? What you got going on this week?
Yeah, I will. But before I do that, I do want to address something that happened Friday night at the NHRA drag race out in North Carolina. I'm not wearing my Roy Hills T-shirt tonight by accident. He's a guy who raced pro stock forever and a day and runs a drag racing school. And you'd think he'd be the kind of guy who on the starting line would have that situational awareness. Well, he walked behind a Super Comp dragster and got backed over and broke his hip. It's one of those things where we get so desensitized to being out there at the track with pulling open and up again for 2021. Just keep your head on a swivel, please. I don't want another one of these stories the rest of the year, please. So that's my piece on that. UCC we're finally looking at a weather forecast with no rain for Brownsburg for the whole weekend. It's supposed to be in the 80s. So that's a first. It's going to be the most insane Ultimate College Challenge that has ever been. There's going to be spectator dyno going on all weekend where you can put your own junk on there and find out how much horsepower it's making. They're going to have a burnout pit, show and shine, the Ultimate College Challenge, which has its triple crown of drag racing, dyno, and sled pulling. And then also a couple of months ago, they weren't sure what was going to happen in Ohio with COVID restrictions. So the Fire Punk guys said, well, why don't we take our race at Killcare Dragway that was supposed to be in a couple of weeks and bring everything over to UCC and have all the ODSS drag classes for diesels be there at UCC. And boy, that got everybody's attention. There's iron coming from I think 48 of the 50 states will have a racer there in some way, shape, or fashion, trying to throw that number down. So I'm looking forward to literally nonstop for 3 days.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Should be. It should be.
That sounds amazing.
You
Ryan, you got anything?
You're
He's
muted.
Ryan, you're on
Yeah.
mute. Hey, Charles, are you going to be doing any live?
Yeah, that event is live streamed, but it's on Flow Racing, and you do have to subscribe. There is no per month or per event. I want to say it's $150 for the year, but that also gets you like all the NMCA drag races, all the PDRA drag races, Tony Stewart's All-Star Circuit of Champions sprint cars, a bunch of USAC stuff, weekly programs that tracks from New Jersey to California. So I have it. I think it's worth the money, but that's
There's
what
always something to watch on that.
Yes,
Mhm.
there is.
Cool. Well, Charles, I think you're one of the best announcers around, you and Leroy. And I'm not just saying that. If I thought Leroy sucked, I'd tell him right now. But I think you guys are great. I love working with you guys. You two entertain the crowd the way Dana Strickland was talking about. And I think the more events that you guys do on a bigger stage, the more your name's going to get tossed out there like that. Like she said, Dan and Miles or whatever. So I'm excited. Just remember us little guys, okay? So
Sure.
Paul?
Sure.
We'll have a
Paul, what
mic
do you
for
got?
you this weekend since the remedy is going to be out of commission yet. That I'm sure that we'll be able to get a mic in your hand this weekend at Dubuque.
No, I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna do a lot of video pictures. I'm gonna hang out with Big Rye. I want to go. I'll record like a lot of little 1-2 minute videos in the pits and things like that, because that's the one thing when your tractor is there, that takes all your attention. And
Right.
And like if I have like 2 spare minutes, I want to go interview somebody all the time. And that's what was fun about Texas. I would have loved to have the tractor there, but I was able to go around and talk to a lot of these guys, and with their limited mod class and different things like that. They have a pro mod class with a blower motor, an 871. No, what do the 2-wheelers have?
14s.
Yeah, so the pro mods had an 871 on. They could have a 30.5 on there. That was kind of a neat class. I don't know how similar it is to Nebraska Bush. I was told it wasn't. One of the pullers said, Tony Kutzer told me the Nebraska Bush ones run harder than theirs. But it was neat to kind of see that, kind of a neat class with the blower out on the front of those little mods. And they weigh 6,200 pounds. So, what classes are they pulling in Iowa for the Outlaws? What'd they say? Diesel supers, unlimited supers, limited pros, 2-wheelers, mods,
Light mods.
light mods, 4x4 mod trucks. I know Profab's coming. Larry and Lisa are coming because they're coming down to my pit party Thursday night. Thank you, Roos, for lining all that up, buddy.
You know what?
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul, you got anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
Nope, getting close to firing Little Bad Alice, getting that new course put on, doing some things with it this year. So hopefully everything works good there. We're making good progress on ours. We'll have it out this year, so hopefully it'll make the full season. Be working on it tomorrow night, but other than that, a lot of preparations underway for Nashville on June the 5th. PPL Champions Tour Light Supers. We got the 4-1s, 85 Limited Pro, light limited supers, and the 3.6 diesel trucks. So getting a lot of stuff going for them. I'm going to be down there a lot, have been. So just the same old stuff. Race to June.
Robert, I just put the link to the Outlaw schedule in the comments, so you can click on that and you can go see all the classes on that. So, no, Paul, I'm excited for you on that. The Little Bad Alice and you and your dad, you guys have your own tractor. That's going to be pretty cool. For somebody, you put a lot of effort into the sport, and it'll be fun to watch you go down the track. So,
well, we're not sure who's driving first. There's me and my brother. And hell, we said if Bernie wanted to pull it the first time, he could pull it. I mean,
that'd probably be the most fair thing. That way you guys don't kill each other.
Well, and the other thing too is that he knows he's got way more experience, has been pulling since the 70s, but he kind of knows what will be. Of course, we'll have a computer on it and everything, but we're just trying to figure out, where we go from here, because this is all new to us. It's new to him. It's a new class, but it's that 301 motor, and Bernie had that for a long time. Of course, had a couple extra chargers on it when he got it, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're looking forward to it.
Hey, Paul, I got a quick question. Of course, Clark Holtman's a super taker. He was on here, earlier tonight.
Yep.
Has he had a chance to pull his new component tracker yet? Because
no.
Okay, so he brought it down to Nashville last year, and then during the tech process, the kill switch wouldn't work. When they pulled the kill switch, tractor kept running, which is not a good thing. But I didn't think that we had a light super hook after that where he could pull his. It's not a new component chassis, but it's new to him. The super taker had always been an ag rear end before, and he picked up that component chassis from Blackburn's. So yeah, that is still yet to hook to a sled yet.
Yep. No, it's that. I know there's one tractor in the light super class that has been sold. So I don't know that there's a couple of ones that maybe potentially Clark and I were talking about being that were potentially in the works, but I did see the other day that Todd Magey's got his back out. He made a hook at Liberty, Kentucky this past weekend, still figuring some stuff out. So it's good to see him back out. That tractor, when he gets it figured out, look out. It's going to be a handful. It's going to be pretty mean, but yeah.
The tractor was Monkey Mayhem, and the new one is Monkey Mayhem Uncaged. And I think on the maybe third or fourth hook of that new tractor, he had a massive detonation at Illinois.
Yeah, I believe they said it broke so hard that it maybe tweaked the frame a little bit. I think it was caused by a driveline issue, and then it went to the motor, and it put him out for the year. But he's got her all back together, and look for some. He'll get her figured out. It might take him a little bit, but rest assured he'll get it figured out.
I haven't talked to him in a while. Has Andy Burr got his close yet?
Say what?
I haven't talked to Andy in a while. Has Andy Burr got his close to running yet?
No, he is still waiting on some block work to be done. God damn it, Schultz. But yeah, he's still working on trying to get his lined out. But he's a good ways away from it. I don't know when he'll be out.
Paul, do you want to explain this before or after I play the video?
Just play the goddamn video.
I got it. That face.
You were to pull it down.
I did. It's down. I won't be able to breathe if I do.
That poor t-shirt looks really cool.
You think the t-shirt's in pain? I can't even get to the point where I pull it down. Look, it's like a halter top.
Schultz, I can't unsee this, and neither can anybody else. Stop!
And he's drinking a White Claw.
New ad campaign for Baby Gap.
For baby something.
So I have that one right there, that proud mama right here. That's probably my mom that's commenting. I think she's watching that Facebook user. So that's really great. So that was a 4T t-shirt of Misty's little boy, Zach. And we were sitting around. Her oldest boy, Dane, graduated 8th grade yesterday. So we had a little get together, and somewhere along the line, I don't know what happened. But I can assure you that was not the only video footage that was taken. There was some other stuff. And I think my gut hurt from laughing today. It was quite interesting. Misty showed me some more videos this morning, and yeah, I'm glad that I can provide some entertainment value, if nothing else.
But how does something like that start? Obviously, alcohol. Okay, we get that out of the way, and then hey, we're just gonna put my shirt on, or what?
Yeah, I got a train going by, so you'll have to deal with that. But
that's fine.
yeah, there was a shirt sitting on the table right here, and it was Zach's, and I'm not sure if I was dared or if I just said I can put this on, and I put it on. I didn't know that it was going to go. That shirt is still in one piece. It's a little stretched out, but yeah, I put a 4T t-shirt on last night, so I can check that off my bucket list. And the reason
it's backdraft tank top at Shipshawana.
I'm not sure which is worse. But the reason there was a White Claw there is because there was no more Miller Lite. I'll just put it that way. No,
Paul,
thanks.
I think your bucket list needs a peer review. We'll expect it at the next poll where we're all in attendance.
And I'll tell you, I had some cheerleaders helping me. So Dane and Misty were both sitting right here, and yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
I've never done anything stupid, Paul. Don't worry. It's all good.
I'll put it this way. That's not the first stupid thing I've ever done.
Or last.
It will not be the last.
Brent, talk.
Well, I'm going to Dubuque this weekend, where a majority of us will be. Didn't do anything last week. Kind of just hung low and went and visited some of my family before I don't see them for several months. And yeah, I guess that's about it. WTPA season kicks off June 5th in basketball. We'll have the 4 WTPA classes and then the Fritzl memorial type poll afterwards to help benefits the Fritz family. We did just add another event to our schedule on September 11th in Marshfield, Wisconsin. That will be the Alan Bear Memorial Poll. That stuff has been posted to the WTPA Facebook page and website, so you can find that information. But yeah, they'll be having 5 classes. David Bear will be the one putting it on with Big Blue. And that's about it. I'm just ready to get polling started here.
Yep. How's the truck coming?
I haven't touched it since October.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Are you coming down Friday?
Friday? Yeah. After work, I'll be down there. And I'm hoping that I can go down Thursday for a little get together. So
Cool. Leroy?
For 2 things for Paul. Misty said you did that willingly, and she said that the 4T shorts are next. So
some of those statements may or may not be true.
All right, enough on that. Big Rye, question for you. Last week you put out a plea for more information on the 4650 with a mullet. Do you have anything more that you can share with us on that awesome tractor?
I do not. However, I do have a video of it running around the yard.
I saw that.
A start up and running around the yard, and it sounds pretty healthy. But no, I still don't know where it came from.
Okay. As for me, super jacked up about this weekend. Wish I could come over there on Thursday night for the get together downtown. I won't be able to make it, but of course I'll be there Friday night and Saturday night. I'll see most of you folks there. So as we kick off my outdoor 2021 polling season with the Outlaws. So looking forward to having a good time this weekend.
Cool. Well, I'm going to go through some recent posts on our Beer Money Polling Team upcoming polling events page. So if you guys want to go. I'm just going to share what's on there and I'll play the video. And then I'll see you guys all Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Charles, be great like you always are. And have fun at UCC, buddy.
Plan to.
Yeah, Adam's going there too. So cool.
No surprise.
Yep, no surprise. I'm going to bring this over. So this is Snyder County Tractor Pullers, Saturday, June 5th, start at 6:30 p.m. Selinsgrove, I think that's in Pennsylvania. So that one's on the page. Let's see here. Here's the Outlaw hook. Is Thurston coming up, Bruce? He must be.
Yep.
Okay, so Brent knows that. I haven't. The old duck sucker, Tyler Beckman's duck sucker. I love that thing. You stick your head in there. So there's the Outlaw poster that the Dubuque County Fairgrounds made. What else is on here? Somebody's trying to sell their commander, Chris Ashelman. There you go, Rye. Now that you got the house bought.
Right, that.
Full Throttle Shootout, Friday, July 9th. Where's this at? Lancaster,
Lancaster.
Wisconsin. So that's a good track, Brent. I don't know if you've ever been there before, but that's a good track.
Nope. I know Jeff's pretty excited to move it there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a better location for both crowd and just for vehicle wise, because in Bloomington it was a small pit area. So.
Yep. No, it's a nice fairgrounds, Brent. They do a nice job there.
Tractor Zoom sponsoring part of that poll too.
Cool.
Nice.
What did I do? I lost it.
Clicked too many times.
Yeah. Imagine that. So I saw 38 cop cars at one time, guys, going down the highway, down by Waco.
Not again.
That was crazy.
Been there, done that.
David Koresh.
Yeah, kind of. Kind of.
It says Boyd Darren.
There you go. May 21, 22, that's this weekend as well. Temple Hill, Kentucky. That must be Mid-South, right, Brent? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unlimited light supers, lightweight super stock. Limited, so light limiteds, lightweight supers, two-wheel drives, and limited pro stock. So 2021, 7 p.m., Temple Hill, Kentucky.
Some of those polls down there have been having some pretty good tractors show up. I know Mike Wilhite's been making a lot of hits down there. Anything down in the Tennessee, Kentucky area. Some other pretty good size light supers. So if you guys get a chance, check it out.
I'm really struggling running my screen here, guys. So.
Well, I don't know why you only drove like 4,000 miles this weekend.
Right.
But we are thankful that you didn't have any problem pulling up Romex video. Appreciate that.
Yeah, for a reason that was queued up, I think. So.
Yeah, because you were the first person that she messaged when she posted that. She said, "I'm gonna make Jason pull that up." She was laughing hysterically. So she's great.
That's gonna go on my TikTok here when I get time.
I'm gonna punch you right in the ding ding next time I see you. Then
that's fine. June 4th, ITPA in Southern Indiana Farm Stock Floors at Wagler. That's where Scheid is now, right, Bruce?
Yes.
Okay. I talked to Dan Valance down in Texas, and he had said that he was coming back up for Scheids. And then Adam saying Battle of the Bluegrass, May 29th. Here's a polling for, I can't read her name.
Kendall.
Kendall, thank you. Saturday, May 29th, Hocking County Fairgrounds. I don't know where this one is, guys. Sometimes.
It's southeastern Ohio.
Okay, cool. So there's one to check out. All these are up on our Beer Money Polling Team upcoming polling events page. Everybody sends us their poster all the time. Can't keep up with all of them. I'm like, hey, please post them here, and I want to give them a shout out. Tri-State Truck and Tractor Pullers, July 3rd in Platteville. Here is Southern Indiana Farm Stock. So a lot of good stuff here for people. And then there's the big one, Toma, on there, June 24th to 26th. June 4th, Tipton, Missouri, I believe that is. So lots of good events on there, guys. So for everybody's watching, that's where you need to post those and check them out. Colin says test and tune to Edgerton this weekend. Was hoping to make it, but more than likely not.
There is also a test and tune at Johnny Peterson's house in Black River Falls with his sled.
Okay.
I believe it's free. You just have to contact Johnny beforehand, I believe.
Aren't they doing something for Rich Miller? Are they having a poll, or is that just a gathering?
They're just having a gathering, and that's just coming weekend. That's at the Hammond Pole Grounds in Hammond, Wisconsin.
Yeah. I heard Hammond, so I thought maybe they were going to try to do something. So
yeah, they'll probably tie something in for both him and Nathan with their poll that they have in August. So
Tennessee State Championships, Sevierville, Tennessee, July 9th through 10th. Thank you, Gary. So, well, guys, anything else? Rye, last chance.
Nope. I'll see you on Thursday.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right. See ya.
Good. See you guys. See ya.